David Miscavige is not a stupid person.
Yeah.
He is not a college educated person, but that's not required to be a smart person or be a canny person. And the guy is vicious. He is vindictive. He is, a number of character traits that are not pleasant or fun. And he has physically assaulted people and all of that. But the guy has also held his position for the number of years that he's held it through a whole lot of smarts. He's had to come up with all kinds of marketing ideas and repackaging things and real estate stuff and figuring out the legal stuff and all the various things that he has to deal with. And that's a lot. And I wonder, I can't help but wonder, as soon as you said all that stuff about the Mormons investing in real estate and stuff, what investments we don't know about that the Church of Scientology might be engaging in, because we know about these ideal organization buildings that they're buying, and we know that this is a real estate thing, and we're absolutely positive that this is being done to service the tax exemption of keeping the funds being reinvested into the church. But we also know that this has real estate valuation that increases the assets of the church. And we know for sure, I know this for a fact, that the church has other investments. But what those investments are is probably one of the most closely guarded secrets within the church that only a very, very tiny number of people know anything about.
Same with us.
I wasn't ever supposed to find out about it. A guy just kind of dropped it on me as a comment one day. And I thought, that's interesting. And I don't think he was supposed to say anything about it.
Yeah, same with us. We, estimates are that the Mormon church has somewhere close to $500 billion in assets, or $500 billion in assets.
Right.
But nobody knows the real number, because the way that it's all organized and all the different holding companies, it's intentionally structured so that no one can know the full picture.
Exactly. And that's the same thing with Scientology, as I went over with that whole 80s restructuring. There's no reason to believe that was the end of the line on all of that, or that there aren't many, many, many other things that the Church of Scientology could have its little fingers in, Yeah.
Hey, really quick, I was able to find an I'm a Scientologist YouTube video dated September 23rd, 2009.
There we go.
It's called I'm a Scientologist, Aaron Skateboarder.
Right.
And
it's funny to me that the Mormons ripped us off on that, actually, because I had a hard time believing that we didn't rip you guys off, but I'm okay with that.
What's clear, what's got to be, is that they're management consultants or accountants or lawyers that know how to assist churches because the parallels are just unbelievably uncanny, right?
And Miscavige certainly has a little host of attorneys, tax attorneys, legal advisors, and stuff. We have noted that they have hired PR firms in the past, but the PR firms, at least the ones that we know about, okay, and clearly there might be other things that have happened that we don't know anything about, but the ones that we do know about, Miscavige rejected their advice and went off on their, and the church went off on their own tangents on stuff, because the PR, I know a huge PR firm was hired in the 90s when the Time magazine article came out and a bunch of other stuff happened, and they hadn't quite got their tax exemption yet and stuff. And then even after the tax exemption, they were still getting some bad publicity. And Miscavige hired a big PR firm, and they said, look, you guys got to change your public image, man. You got to stop this whole shunning and disconnection stuff and the stalking and harassment you do of people. That stuff's got to end. You got to stop that. And Miscavige was like, yeah, no, we don't. You're fired. That was the end of that, and they're not going to change those core principles, So it was interesting. I know about that. I don't know about anything else as far as them hiring big name firms and stuff. But I do know that for a number of years, Scientology has had the gift of some extremely talented people who worked on their PR and marketing lines. And Miscavige got rid of them only in the 2000s. And they were really blessed to have some of those people. And that, like I mentioned earlier, that Dianetics campaign was the fruit of a Sea Org member's brain. I mean, that's where that whole thing came from. That wasn't an outside firm getting hired. they have had some very talented people working within the church, and they've taken advantage of those people, of course, and then gotten rid of them when they ceased being useful. So who they have up there now, Miscavige has an ability to pull new people up to his level. And when they get up to his level in the rarefied air of the international base, they don't know about all the stuff, all the crap that's gone before. Because when people get disappeared or get disciplined or sent off to Australia, their names get stricken from the rolls. They don't talk about those people anymore. And so there's no history.
That's the whole subversive person thing, which is probably equivalent to our excommunication or the Jehovah's Witnesses shunning, right?
That's right. And getting declared suppressive is the end of the line for the person. So,
suppressive, it's not subversive, it's suppressive.
It's suppressive, yes.
A suppressive person.
That's right.
SP. Yeah.
Yeah. SP right here.
Yeah.
So that's how that works, and you don't talk about those people anymore. And you sure as hell would never mention them to Miscavige. So you just learn right away when you get moved up to and promoted to this new level that you're at, that, you've got lines to toe, and you better keep your mouth shut and just get to work. And that's how he gets new talent. And then he, destroys them within a year or two or three, and then they're relegated off somewhere else. And then he pulls up more people, and as long as they remain ignorant of what's actually going on at the upper levels, they come up all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and thinking this is going to be the most exciting thing ever, and they're going to work for David Miscavige. Oh my God, that's amazing. And then within a week, they find out, oh my God, I'm in hell. And that's their life. And when you're a Sea Org member, that is your life. It's not just your job. Sea Org members do not work 9 to 5 hours. They are 24/7. So that's kind of how that works.